welcome back, everybody. This is episode 6, week 5 NFL picks on the DadBodSportsCards podcast. We got Flinttown Sportscards here as usual, and then we got my son Aaron, who is getting followers on the YouTube, getting hit on by cougars. Chloe, dolphins, something, making comments about, hey, Aaron. So we'll give her or him or they, I don't know, a shout out. It could be anything these days. All right, but so for fantasy purposes, for week 5, there are 4 teams on a bye. No hard Phoenix this week because the Atlanta Falcons is on a bye week. The shitty ass Green Bay Packers, the 3-1, right? Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
And the Chicago Bears, who are projected to finish the season 15-2, they're also on a bye. So,
really?
any notes from week 4? We will start with Flint, and then we'll go with Aaron, and then we'll end with myself. So, Flint, you got notes from week 4?
Yeah, I do. Notes. Green Bay sucks.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is my notes.
Yep. What about you, Aaron? You got any notes?
That Chargers
game?
That Chargers Giants. That was a crazy upset. Did y'all see what Jackson Dart posted on his Insta story?
I didn't.
He posted Justin Herbert's girlfriend, and he said game day today.
That's awesome. It wasn't really him that did that?
Yeah, it was really him that did it. He put it on his Insta story.
Nice. So is that's your week 4 notes?
Yeah.
All right. My week 4 notes is a little bit more serious. Just showing you the difference between Caleb Williams and Jordan Love. Caleb tore up that Dallas defense, and Jordan Love had a really good game, but he couldn't get them to win. So if you saw that the Bears came back against the Raiders and got a block kick, but Caleb led them down the field to get that game-winning touchdown. Jordan Love had the opportunity in overtime to get a game-winning touchdown for Green Bay, and his coach didn't trust him. They played for the tie. And they got lucky that the Dallas clock person stopped that clock at 1 second to give them that last second chance field goal to tie it against Dallas in overtime. But if you follow football, you watch that, think why didn't Green Bay try to go for the win? It's probably because LaDouche doesn't have confidence in Jordan Love. So, but maybe he didn't have that clutch gene. We all know that Caleb does. So, on the way to 15-2. All right. So today's Thursday. We have a Thursday night game. The game starts in less than an hour. It's 7:23 East Coast time as the time of this recording. So we will start with Thursday night's game with the San Francisco 49ers at LA Rams. All you, Flint. As he gets a message.
Yeah, I know.
That's like perfect timing, yeah.
I know. Ding. I got the LA Rams and player to watch, Puka. He's the number 1 wide receiver with 503 yards. That is the person to have.
That's right. That's right. Look at him with the stats. He's not getting it from a fantasy book. He's got it from his own notes. Dom, White Sox fan.
Dom sucks.
Yeah, that's right. You go hang out with your pride crew in the stands, Dom. All right, Aaron. All right, who you got, Aaron?
I got Rams, and I'm also going Puka. He's the best wide receiver production-wise in the league. He finally got his first touchdown last week, but like Quinn said, he has over 500 yards in the first 4 games. Like, that's incredible.
That's blown.
Yeah.
Blows you away.
I mean, he's playing at an MVP level right now. I'll keep it simple. I'm gonna go with the Rams too. Brock Purdy, Juwan Jennings, and Ricky Pearsall are all out tonight. So I think it's going to be an easy win for the Rams, even though it's a division game in a short week. I think that's just too many players that the 49ers are missing. So I'll go with the Rams with Puka to watch. You guys said everything about Puka. I mean, the dude's just awesome right now. Before we go to the Sunday games, I forgot to mention our records from last week. So our records from last week, we have a new number 1, and we'll get to that in a second. But Aaron and Flint both went 10-5-1, which is really good. That is a really good score. But I had a fucking amazing week, and Aaron accused me of cheating. Even though all the picks are on the podcast, I went 13-2-1. So that leaves Aaron in third place still at 37-26-1 on the season. Flint is now in second place at 42-21-1. Do you have like that set? Like every time I say your name, like it just goes off.
Oh,
And then
what do you mean?
there's like a like it's a
Oh,
yeah.
oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I mean you're good. You're good. You not here. So Flint's in second place for 42-21-1. And then I'm in first place just by one game, 43-20-1. So that's our overall season records. You'll be able to see that on screen as I say that. All right, now we'll go to the Sunday. This is the 9:30 game. I believe they're playing in London this Sunday morning. So we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Cleveland London Browns.
Before I say this, if I was a Vikings fan, I'd be pissed off. 2 games overseas. Like, that's kind of ridiculous, to be honest. Like, if you think about it, especially if you're a season ticket holder. I'm sure it was 1 away, 1 home, but
I would
still.
hope so, yeah.
No, they were both away.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Oh, they were both away?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I actually have Cleveland. I have Cleveland winning. And I took Cleveland because JJ McCarthy ain't playing. And I feel like Cleveland's defense can maybe hold the Minnesota Vikings. But I have Dylan Gabriel to watch.
Okay. Nice.
Because it's his first start. If he sucks, Shedeur Sanders era is coming out.
That's right. I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I like him.
I want to see the guy.
Yeah.
I do too.
All right, Aaron.
I got Minnesota winning. I don't know what he's on. He's we're on drugs, but give me Minnesota. He's talking about JJ McCarthy like Carson Wentz isn't better than JJ McCarthy. At least he can throw left, but Minnesota's defense is also very, very good. They only held the Steelers to 24 points, which isn't like crazy considering the Steelers' offense isn't that good, but neither is the Browns. Dylan Gabriel is his first start, and he's playing in London. And I saw a stat over like the last 20, 25 years, I think, for Browns quarterbacks having their first start, they're 0-16. Like,
oh, wow.
They haven't won a game, so I don't think it's going to change this time with Dylan Gabriel against his really, really good Minnesota defense. And my player
safe. Oh, hold on. You got something to say, Flint?
I do.
Okay.
You never know. The Browns can turn it around.
That's the Browns. The Browns are the Browns.
I know. I know.
They also beat Green Bay. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
And Jackson Dart won his first game.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's not on the Browns.
I know, but I mean, he's a rookie. He won his first game.
Played a really good team. The Chargers, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think Dylan Gabriel has a chance. It's hard to say, but
yeah.
I don't think so.
What about your player to watch, Aaron?
My player to watch is Justin Jefferson. He finally had his first real good week against the Steelers. And I think he's just going to continue that trend against the Browns, even though they have a really, really tough defense.
Yeah. So I'll split the tie between you two. I'm actually in agreement with Aaron. Everything that he said in the beginning, I was like, oh, my smart genes did pass on to him. I agree. It's the game's in London, and it's Dylan Gabriel's first game, right? So there's no. I'm going to pick the more mature quarterback. The same thing that I did last week when I was the only one who picked the Steelers. No, Aaron, you picked the Steelers last week too, right? Yeah. I picked the Steelers as well. Flint was the only one who picked. Who did they play again?
Vikings
last week. Vikings.
Yeah, I should have picked them.
So I went with a more veteran quarterback, and I'm going to stick to that trend because it's a whole logistics nightmare, especially for a rookie. It could go Flint's way where a rookie doesn't know any better, right? So this might not be anything new to him. He's not used to routine, being in Cleveland and everything, and then traveling overseas for a game, and it's his first one. I kind of agree with Aaron. It's going to be London, that atmosphere. This game was a toss-up for me. I got Minnesota winning, but that's only because I'm going to stick to my trend of having a veteran quarterback against a rookie quarterback going to an overseas game. My player to watch is going to be, I guess we'll stick with Justin Jefferson. Let's see if he got like 11 or 12 catches last week or something like that, maybe 10. But he was a double digits in catches. And let's see if he can keep that going with Carson Wentz. I mean, I think this is going to be a low score, and both defenses are really good and everything. All right, next up, which to me, I think it's another toss-up game just because of injuries, is the Houston Texans at Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I'm with you. Lamar doesn't look like he's playing.
Yeah.
That's I have wrote down right now Baltimore winning. I'm kind of shaky on that, to be honest. Just because they won, Texans won their first game last week. But let me go ahead. I'll say Baltimore wins, but watch if CJ Stroud actually does good again.
Yeah. All right, Aaron.
Well, let's get his player to watch. Or is it?
He did. He said Stroud. Yeah.
Okay.
CJ. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I've learned the Flint talk. So.
All right. Fuck Baltimore. Going Houston. Ravens going to start off 1-4 because they're off. Or their defense, most points let up in the league, 133 points through 4 weeks. Houston defense, actually scoring wise, I think they've only let up 51. It's the least amount in the league. I know it's the least amount in the league. So it's gonna be a battle of terrible offense from Houston, and then Lamar's probably not going to play. I don't know if he's officially been ruled out, but he didn't practice today or yesterday, I think. So that offense is just going to miss a step. They looked terrible against Kansas City, even when Lamar was in. That game was 37-13, I think at one point. So I just don't have any faith in the Ravens. So I think Houston's going to win it. I think Nico Collins is going to go off. Again, their defense is just horrible. So that's all I say.
Yeah, so I'm going to agree with Aaron. I think Houston is going to win. I think we're all in agreement that if Lamar Jackson was playing, we all probably would have picked Baltimore. Cooper Rush is not a bad backup. He did well when he took over for Dak a few times a couple years ago. But I think because the Baltimore defense is awful, that Houston's going to have enough offense. With my player to watch is also Nico Collins, because I think he's going to get an opportunity to show that he's a number one wide receiver against this defense. And I think Houston's defense will be able to hold Cooper Rush. And Houston will just have just enough offense to win this game. All right, next one for me was another hard game to pick. We got the Miami Dolphins at Carolina Panthers. Flint.
I'm going to say Carolina. I think, it is. You're absolutely right. It's two of the worst teams.
Tua.
They kind of... What?
They're like two of the first teams. Of the worst teams.
the worst teams. I mean, yeah, you don't know about Tua. You don't know about Bryce. Their offenses aren't moving like they should be. You know what I mean? So I'll go with Carolina. I kind of want to go with Miami, but I'll go with Carolina more. But the player to watch, since Tyreek Hill is out, Jalen Waddle.
Yeah. All right, Aaron.
I'm just going to pick Carolina. I mean, they blew out the Falcons 30-0, and then they just got absolutely destroyed by the Patriots the next week. I don't even know the score of that game, but it was bad. But I just don't see Miami winning this game. They barely beat the Jets. And the Jets, they're terrible. They're 0-4. like at least we've seen the Panthers go out and beat a competent team, but the Dolphins, they've only beat the Jets. Tua is not a good quarterback. You can see it week after week after week. He throws piss missiles out there. Like
Piss missiles.
it is horrible. Yeah,
Missiles? You know what I'm laughing at, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm laughing at.
Yeah, that's man. Good word, Aaron.
Piss missiles.
Okay, now what am I missing here? Because that just means like a horrible.
Sorry.
That just means like a horrible throw, right?
We'll talk about it after. Yeah, well, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is your player to watch?
My player to watch. I didn't even write one down. This game is off. I guess I didn't even. I skipped over this game because I was like, I'm just gonna. Like it's just a toss up. I don't care. My player to watch. I guess I go with Chuba Hubbard. Dolphins defense is not good, so I expect him to go off and have a good game. But other than that, yeah, this game, not gonna bother looking at it at all.
Yeah, so I'll stick with the trend with both of you guys. I'll pick Carolina. Like Carolina did get destroyed last week, but it was an away game. For whoever the home team was for this game, I'd pick. So Carolina's at home. Last time they had a home game, they beat the shit out of that Phoenix and the Falcons team, 30-0. Like they beat the Phoenix good, and Miami can't play outside of Miami, so I think Carolina is gonna beat down the Miami Dolphins like the way they beat the Phoenix. All right, next up we got the Las Vegas Raiders at Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, I got the Colts. You can't, like Vegas Raiders aren't good. And actually, Max Crosby might be out.
Oh,
that just came across. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Nice.
He's questionable.
Okay.
So that just came up. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts. Colts are on a roll. But Ashton Genty, that's the player to watch. He had a great game last week against your Bears.
He did. He did.
But I mean, it takes a while. These running backs aren't. The NFL is way different than the college.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to go against a bad run defense to get your groove going. Like that's his first big game in the NFL, and maybe now he'll, that confidence is there with him now, and then maybe he'll start
looking.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Aaron, who you got?
I got Indianapolis, and I do want to piggyback off that Genty thing. He switched back to his old stance that he did at Boise, and he had a really good game. And after the game, he was like, I don't really care about all that, like all those yards and touchdowns. I just want to win a football game. And when I saw that post and I read the comments, they're just like, who's going to tell him he plays for the Raiders? Like, they're not going to win any type of games.
Yeah.
And I think Indy's going to win it, even though it was a really, really close game with the Rams. Adonai Mitchell, had his inner Deshaun Jackson and fumbled it at the 1 yard line. So, they could have won that game.
It went out in the back of the end zone, which gave a touchback for the Rams. Yeah, that was an awful play.
They could have won that game, with that play, but they didn't. My player to watch is Jonathan Taylor. He's a really, really good running back, and Vegas defense isn't all that good.
Yeah. So I agree with you guys. I'm going to go Indianapolis Colts. Player to watch could be Jonathan Taylor. If he gets back on track, he's really doing well in fantasy. I think he's a top 5 fantasy football running back in most scoring leagues that everybody has. The Raiders just aren't good. They should have beat the Bears. Max Crosby was unbelievable in that first half. I think it was a mix of him being awesome and the Bears offensive line not knowing what to do with him. He totally disrupted that game. But the Bears had 3 interceptions in the first half or 2 interceptions in the first half that kept them in it. They didn't score a touchdown. They got field goal after field goal. But, and then Caleb magic happened. But I think Genty could have a good game this week. But I think Indianapolis will pull it out. They're at home. And I don't see Geno Smith doing anything that's going to help this team. All right, next up is the New York Giants at New Orleans Saints. Who you got, Flint?
I got Jackson Dart, baby. Jackson Dart. I got the New York Giants. I know it's at New Orleans, but New Orleans suck.
They do.
But yeah, Jackson Dart, I would say watch him, see if he improves. Jackson Dart could be a stud that was kind of slept on. So I don't know. I like his attitude.
Yeah. All right, Aaron, who you got?
I got the Giants. New Orleans suck. I think they still don't even have a win yet. They're not a very good team. Giants just picked up the first one, which is surprising because they beat the Chargers. Like, that's a pretty good team. And I think like Jackson Dart is going to be able to go out there and get a win and start 2-0 for his career. My player to watch is going to be Wan'Dale Robinson. He just needs to step up to be number one wide receiver now that Malik Neighbors is out for the season. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go with the Saints. And everything both you guys said is true about Jackson Dart and the New York Giants. Yeah, look at that face. Yeah. So there's a lot of factors that played into the game last week. You got the Chargers who flew all the way from the West Coast to the East Coast. That's a thing for some of these teams. And the Meadowlands was hyped up with the Giants and Jackson Dart because they've been calling for Jackson Dart to play. So everyone was excited. The Giants defense is pretty good already. So I think they wanted it to win for Jackson Dart. I think losing Neighbors is way too much of a loss for Jackson Dart to play well. They have was it Scatterbo or Scatterboo?
I think it's
Scatterboo.
Scatterboo. Okay.
Scatterboo.
So, like, they gave him the ball 25 times last week. I think we're going to see a lot of Scatterboo, and Jackson Dart ran a lot of times, and he got hit a lot as a runner. So he's not sliding, he's not running out of bounds. He's trying to run over people, and I don't think he's that type of quarterback. Like, I haven't really paid attention to like him size wise, so I don't know if he can run people over. So he's taking a lot.
He can run people over.
Can he? Okay.
He uses his head.
That's not good for a franchise quarterback. It's okay if Scatterboo does it, but not him. And Scatterboo.
That's why I'm at.
Yeah.
What? What did she just do, man?
I
grew up.
I got a foot cramp. Oh my god. Oh my goodness, that hurts so bad.
My player to watch is going to be Kendre Miller. So he's stealing a lot of carries from Alvin Kamara, and they're almost, I think they're like at a 45% with Kamara at the 55%, the majority. But I think they're trying to showcase Miller because he might be taking over that backfield because maybe they might trade Kamara by the trade deadline because they know that they're not going to have a good season. But I got the Saints. I'll go with the Saints. I just think that the Dart height, they were pumped up last week. Everything was set in motion. Chargers going from the West Coast to the East Coast and just played into their favor. And I'll go with the Saints because the Saints aren't going to go winless. So they got to win one game this year. Maybe this is the one. All right. Next up, I mean, we're going back to back. Like, it could go either way games. Got the Dallas Cowboys at New York Jets. Who you got, Flint?
Before that, the cougar can rub out your foot.
Yeah, can get you a foot massage.
Your foot massage.
This is what happens when
I'm
Aaron.
Actually, I got the New York Jets. I got the Jets winning this game. I think they've been playing hard. I know they haven't won, but they've been playing real hard.
Strong. Phoenix.
They're Phoenix strong. But no, I do. I got the Jets. And Breece Hall. Breece Hall's got to be taking a lot of, like, he's got to get a lot of yards if they want to win. So Breece Hall to the player to watch.
All right, Aaron.
I don't think Jets are going to do it. I just don't think they have it in them. I think Dallas putting up 40 points against Green Bay, who has a pretty good defense, like that's a really hard feat, especially without your number one wide receiver. Pickens last year had a really great game against the Jets. Both defenses are awful, but I just think the Dallas Cowboys have more offensive firepower than the Jets do. I don't think Justin Fields is going to be slinging the football out there like he's Tom Brady. I don't think he can do that. I think Dak Prescott can if he's playing against like the Jets defense. And, you have Brandon Stevens out there playing corner. That guy's awful. But my player to watch is Javonte Williams. Game after game after game, he's had really, really, really good games. And again, even against the strong Packers defense, he had an amazing game.
Amazing game. Did he hit 100 yards?
Well, he had like 75 yards sometimes. He had 20 points for me in fantasy on my bench. So
okay. All right. Well, I won't call it amazing. I think if they had 100 yards to get amazing. But then again, you're a Steelers fan, so seeing like that, it's like you're excited.
Kenneth Gainwell had 130 total.
He did. Kenneth Gainwell came out of nowhere.
He balled out.
He did. And thankfully, the person I was playing against in one of my fantasy leagues had him on the bench because he had like 31 points.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to pick the Dallas Cowboys. I think neither team has a defense. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. We're going to see Dak Prescott throwing probably like 350, 400 yards, just light that up. And I think we're going to see Justin Fields probably throwing for like 180 yards and rushing for like 110, right? Because like he had that 43-yard run last week.
Yeah.
And like he was playing awful as a quarterback, and all of a sudden he just got out, and then he was able to run 43 yards for a touchdown.
I came in the room, and then you were talking about how terrible he was, and then he did that. As soon as you started talking about it.
And then you looked at me, and I'm like, he's a great running back. Justin Fields is a great running back. He should actually switch positions to a running back because then maybe people would actually want him. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Cowboys. My player to watch is going to be George Pickens. Let's see if he could keep up. He had a pretty big game last week against the Packers. I don't really like Pickens. I think he's a little too cocky, and he just shows up players way too much on the field, but he's a talented wide receiver. I just wish he was a little more humble because then I think he would actually be a better wide receiver. But we'll go with the Cowboys on that one. All right, next up is probably going to be the game of the week. The Denver Broncos at Philadelphia Eagles. Flint.
So it's at Philly. I think Philly is a Super Bowl contending team. I like Denver, I do, but I got to go with Philly. I feel like they're going to be the winner on this game. But watch Cortland Sutton. He had a great game last week. I would pick him up in fantasy. Cortland Sutton.
Aaron?
Give me Philadelphia. They're undefeated, and it's 19 or 20 games that they're on a win streak. It reminds me of when Georgia, a couple years ago, they went back-to-back, and they were just the best team in the league. Just amazing defense with pretty good offense. Oh.
Uh-oh. Flint, you still there?
He's muted.
There he goes. All right, he's back. Just disappeared on us. I don't know. You just disappeared on us.
Oh, crap.
You're back now.
Sorry, I'm back.
All right, so you're talking about Philly's defense, yeah.
Amazing defense, pretty good offense, even though Jalen Hurts didn't complete a pass in the second half, which is crazy. But I just still think they'll be able to beat the Denver Broncos. They won 28-3 last week against the Bengals. And I saw a picture of that. Jake Browning was standing in the pocket, and there was 4 Bengals linemen blocking one guy.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing it with Houston, there was 6 Houston players blocking one guy, and CJ Stroud was on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. And I think the Houston one I saw too, that there was one play where the left guard and the left tackle, they blocked each other as the play started.
It was that funny. And then there were 6 of them on one guy.
Yeah.
Like
I saw that video. Yeah.
Yeah, it's soft. But yeah, my player to watch is also Cortland Stein, not Cameron this time, Cortland. And he did have a really good game, and I think that he can just have another good one.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Philly. I was the only one who picked Philly last week. Both of you guys picked the Bucks, and I'll say the same thing that I said last week: is Philly finds a way to win, and you can't disagree with that. After they didn't complete a pass in the whole second half against the Bucks, and they were still able to beat the Bucks last week. That's crazy. Like, one whole half on a Super Bowl winning team, and they could not complete one pass in the second half, and then they still won. Like, granted, they had a lead and they had to hold on to that lead to keep Baker, but that they just find ways to win. I think they're going to come out passing in this game because A.J. Brown is not happy. So they want to keep their diva wide receiver happy to keep him focused on the season. I think there was rumors that A.J. Brown was talking about how he wanted to go play with Dak Prescott in Dallas because he knows he'll get the ball there or some shit, right? So there's a little bit of distraction going on in Philly, and that's usually what happens when you win a Super Bowl. You know, you start thinking less about team and more about me. But I think Jalen Hurts will keep them in line. They'll beat the Broncos. I do like the Broncos too, but Philly's just, I think they're at least one of the best 3 teams in the NFL right now. So I don't think Denver's up there yet. Because Bo Nix isn't playing well, I don't think so. Even though he scored 2 or 3 touchdowns last game, like total, but I watched that game. Like, he wasn't accurate a lot of the times in that game. He just doesn't look the same as last season. And I don't know if it's because defenses are starting to understand his tendencies, but he hasn't been as solid this year as he was last year. All right. So next up is the Tennessee Titans at Arizona Cardinals. Clint.
Before we get to that, why do these wide receivers got to be such like divas? Like, you're winning games. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, I love how the Lions guys are. Because, like, St. Brown, J-Mo's like, I'll block. I don't care if I get the ball. I got targeted 3 times. I don't care.
Well, he's like that now.
I know.
In the beginning, he wasn't, but he's adapted to their culture. Because you have a great example. You're right. St. Brown, he doesn't care what play it is. He's going to try to knock you out. So
exactly.
I think being around players like that helps J-Mo and everything. A.J. Brown is that alpha in Philly, and he's not a St. Brown, right? So I don't know, but you're right. Like, wide receivers are always the diva ones that I don't understand.
It's like it doesn't make sense.
Aaron's all-time favorite football player, Antonio CTE Brown, like, he was a huge diva. Great. We had a discussion this week. He's like, who do you think's better, Antonio Brown or Julio Jones? Initially, my mind went Julio Jones. I'm like, he never had off-the-field problems. He was just, he wasn't a diva. He just played football great. And then we started looking at the numbers. I'm like, holy crap, Antonio Brown, he's a 4-time first-team All-Pro, which I did not know that. So if you're a first-team All-Pro, you're the best wide receiver in the NFL that year. And he had it 4 times. And then just looking at his stats, I was like, okay. But Antonio Brown's diva-ness made me forget, or it clouded, how great he was. Because the last thing I remember from Antonio Brown is him stripping in the middle of that,
running off the
fuck everyone. Like, I fucked Tom Brady's wife. Thanks, Tom Brady. Like,
that was mind-blowing.
Yeah. But it makes you forget how great he was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that he was the Steelers kicker, or the Steelers punt returner that kicked the guy in the face. That kicked the punter in the face on a play, which was awesome. Because it's a rivalry. Like, I would love for a Bears player to kick a Packers guy in the face. Like, I would love it. But you're right. Wide receivers are always divas. I don't know what it is about that position. I don't know. Aaron, do you have do you think you would know why they're divas?
I think I know why AJ Brown is pissed. I saw a video about the breakdown of AJ Brown's targets last week, and they were like those, like, here you go targets. Like, they were bad passes. They weren't great. And when you're the number one wide receiver on the defending champion, team with a quarterback who many people want to argue that he's a top 5 quarterback. Oh, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And then you're seeing he can't complete a pass in the second half. He's not throwing you the ball. And again, he's the number one. So
Yeah.
I can understand why he's frustrated. And I think why that is for wide receivers is they're just like the most popular skill position out there. Like, I think wide receivers are more popular than running backs. And then in corners, like, Justin Jefferson is one of the most popular football players right now. Like, for corners.
But he's not a diva.
No, but he's not a diva. Yeah. Like, I mean, you're seeing with Jamar Chase. He's not, I wouldn't say he's like a diva, but you're seeing him kind of get upset because Jake Browning isn't getting him the ball.
Right, but he's also getting upset because he wants to win. Like, he understands. He's frustrated because they played in the preseason this year to eliminate their slowness in the beginning of the season, and then Burrow is out pretty much for the season. Yeah. So that's where that frustration is coming in. I mean, you're right. He's not getting the ball, but he's still, I think the number was Jamar Chase is getting like 30% of the target share. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Anything over like 20%, like you're talking about, like now you're at Puka level. Puka gets a ton of targets. Yeah. But I mean, you're right. And like, Flint, you said it earlier that wide receivers is like, who cares if you catch the ball, you're winning. Well, they won the Super Bowl. So maybe he's not as hungry because he's a Super Bowl champion. And now he's like, all right, last year I didn't get a lot of catches in the club. Yeah, now I want the me stats because I got the ring.
Yeah.
Because, some of these guys look at it like this is their legacy. Like, not Antonio Brown, AJ Brown right now, like, do you think he's a Hall of Fame player right now? I don't. Yeah, I don't. And maybe that's what he's striving for, and that could be go towards like the greediness and the diviness of him right now because he wants to build on his legacy. He's got the ring now, so now he needs the stats to get him. I don't know, but it always seems to be it's usually corners are usually flashy, but wide receivers are by far the flashiest. But I agree with you, Aaron. Like they are the most popular skill set player. It used to be running backs like in the 80s and 90s, but that transition has been wide receiver because passing is where it's at now.
Like you see with Moss, like his last name became a verb.
Yeah. You got Moss.
Yeah, you got Moss. There was a whole thing. So that's just what it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would sound crappy. No pun intended. It's like, oh, you just got Brown.
Yeah. He just got shitted on.
Right. I mean, I guess they can do that. They can't do that either. I'm going to say that. You got Moss is a little bit easier. But, and like, there's already a Brown slogan. It's like, what can Brown do for you? Which is UPS. So and that's probably what fantasy owners are saying about AJ Brown right now. It's like, what can Brown do for you? Because you're not helping me in fantasy, right?
Exactly.
All right, so we'll go back to Tennessee versus Arizona. Flint, who you got?
I got Arizona. Tennessee, I think it's going to be a long season for them. I don't think they're going to win a lot of games. I do like Cam Ward, but I just don't think Tennessee is going to beat out Arizona. And Marv. I think Marv's got to get, I know he had a couple drops. He's got to step it up.
He's got to show why he's a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron.
I think Cam Ward said it best when he said, I'm going to keep it a buck. We ass. Like,
the
Titans, they're awful. Their offense, there is no offense. Their defense is pretty good, for how bad their offense is. But like I said, they have no offense. I think Arizona's going to win it. My player to watch is also Marvin Harrison. He needs to get a lot more confidence. And I saw someone say this. It looks like Kyler Murray has more confidence in Marv than Marv has in himself. Because, like, you saw Marv, he dropped 2 passes that resulted, I think they both resulted in interceptions. And Kyler Murray, he just kept throwing the ball to him. He didn't give up on him. So I think that's just what Marvin Harrison needed. He needed this game. He needs that confidence, and then he can carry that on to next week.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals as well. Tennessee, you're right. They're not going to win a lot of games, Flint. And I think Arizona's just a better team. It's a home game for them. My player to watch is Kyler Murray because exactly what you said. He's trying to be a leader. He's trying to be that quarterback that's just not playing Madden during the football season. He's actually showing like he understands that he has a top 10 pick wide receiver who's having some confidence issues, and he's just going to keep slinging it to him. Because I think he said in a press conference or something after the game, he's like, well, neither one of us are going anywhere, so we got to figure this out. So I think he's just going to keep feeding them and build that rapport with Marvin Harrison, keep Harrison's confidence up, and then just keep feeding him the ball. All right, next up, which I think is going to be another really good game, like the Denver-Philly game, is the Tampa Bay Bucks at Seattle Seahawks.
I have Tampa Bay. I still like Tampa Bay. I like Baker. But with my fantasy, JSN, he's the number 2 wide receiver that has the most yards. 402. He's second in the league. So.
Okay. What about you, Aaron?
I had the Buccaneers. I just think they're just a better team all around. Even if Bucky isn't playing, the offense is still great. Chris Godwin's back. Ibuka is playing well. And Rachaad White, who's my player to watch, he's not even a bad running back. He's a pretty good running back. So, I just want to see how he plays against the Seattle defense. But Seattle does have a good offense. K9, Charbonnet, JSN. And the Sam Darnold's not even playing that bad. But I just think the Bucs defense is a little bit better, and they'll be able to beat the Seattle Seahawks.
Who is your player to watch?
Rachaad White. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the second week in a row where I'm going to go against you guys. Both of you pick Tampa Bay. I'm picking Seattle. So I don't think the Bucs defense is as good as Seattle's. I think Seattle's defense is probably like top 10 in the league right now. They have good corners. I think they're going to be able to hold off. I think the loss of Bucky is going to be a little bit too much. Yeah, Rachaad White. He's a serviceable backup, but he's no Bucky. So yeah. Bucky's been playing well in the passing game and the rushing game. I think it's going to be too much of a loss. Baker will keep them in it, but JSN is just having a monster season. He's got that connection with Sam Darnold. They got the 2 running backs, Charbonnet and K9. They're not great, but they'll bruise you up to keep the possession in their favor. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks in that game. All right, next up, and we'll have Flint go last on this one since his team they should get a win in this week. But we're going to go with the Detroit Lions at Cincinnati Bengals. Aaron, you started off, then I'll go, and then Flint will go last.
You're going to see a whole lot of brown in Jake Browning's pants because mixed with dirt and dunk, because it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a really ugly game for Cincinnati. They're not going to be able to do anything. It might be a shutout. It's going to be really, really bad for the Bengals.
Oh, you think it's going to be a shutout?
I think it could be. I think there's a very good chance that it could be. So, just give me the Lions and give me Amon-Ra. He's not J-Mo.
So, this house would never pick J. So, I'm gonna go with the Lions as well. They're just the better team. They're probably up there in the top 3 NFL teams right now, like with Philly, Detroit. Who else will we even throw in there? The Bills. I think the Bills are the best team in football right now. And then you'll have Detroit next, and then we can throw Philly in there too. But Cincinnati, they have no quarterback. And after Flint talks, I want to ask you two both a question about Cincinnati after Flint's analysis. But I'll go with Lions. We'll keep it with Amon-Ra. I think Amon-Ra is he's solid. He's a solid wide receiver. He'll get over 100 yards. He should. And then Lions going to just do Lion things in this game. All right, Flint. Let's see what you got. Let's see.
Let's see what he's doing this week.
Put it in, coach. No, I say Lions all the way. And I'll say JMO
Okay.
is the player to watch. 'Cause I know last week he had a couple drops. I do think that's not like he did that in his first year being out on the field. He did that a couple times, dropped the ball. But I think he will clean that up.
Yeah.
Give him the ball, give him the deep shots. And with Cincy's defense,
yeah,
that game could be a playground for him.
Yeah, I mean you're right. He could probably get like 2 deep passes for touchdowns.
Yeah,
like what he does. Yeah,
or more.
Kind of like what he does against my Bears. Like he's always getting past our secondary, and this could be a game for him where he has his one big game of the year because of the opponent. All right, so I did want to ask you guys about the Bengals. What quarterback do you think they have to trade for in order to get back? Because they're 2-2, they're not out of it, and I don't think Browning's going to play well at all. So they got to trade for a quarterback. So Aaron, we'll have you go first. What is there a quarterback out there that you think that they could trade for, where they could help them start winning games and stay playoff contention until Burrow gets back?
I know the exact guy. He is a leader. He is a winner. His name is Jameis Winston.
Oh, there you go.
Eating them dubs.
Yeah.
He will throw 400 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions every single game. And they will win or lose 50-point games.
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins will be happy.
They would be so happy.
He would just sling it. He would just sling. Yeah, that's a great person to pick. That's all right, Flint. Who do you think?
That was exactly who I was.
Was it really?
Yes. And actually, ESPN was talking about it, and they said Winston. So I think they should.
Yeah. They got to do something.
Stupid if you.
Yeah.
But Cincinnati doesn't like to spend money.
I know
they don't like to spend money.
You're not going to have to spend money for him because he's just on a 1-year contract. You're right. The ownership isn't the greatest either, but
it's a dumpster fire ownership.
But they did pay both wide receivers and Joe Burrow.
They did.
So, and granted, it sucks that Joe Burrow's out, but they got to do something because they're 2-2. That division you got right now, you got the Ravens 1-3. The Steelers are leading the can you really count on Aaron Rodgers all year at that age? I have more faith in Tomlin because he's consistent every year with whatever team he has than Rodgers, right? So I'm glad both of you said Jameis because I completely forgot about him, but he would be perfect. The only reason why I wouldn't want Jameis is because yes, he can get you 4 touchdown passes in a game, but he can also get you 4 interceptions in a game.
Yeah.
So you might score a crap ton of points, but he might be giving up a lot of points too. So I would go the more conservative route. But you're right, it might not happen because they don't like to spend money, is Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins would be great in that offense.
Yeah. LNB.
But he's worth a lot more money because he's got that big contract.
Yep.
So Jameis Winston could be perfect because of the cost. He wouldn't cost that much. And they would be entertaining as shit.
They would be so fun to watch.
He would.
I'll tell you this too. If they don't trade for a QB, they're going to start losing a ton of games.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to be a seller at the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
And who do the Lions need?
They need a pass rusher. Yep. Are you thinking Trey Hendrickson?
Yep.
So, yeah. So is I, because I know the Bears will have to go for him too because we have no pass rush. At least you have Aiden Hutchinson.
But
you guys, you got Aiden Hutchinson. You got fucking TJ Watt. I got Montez Sweat. We didn't get 1 sack. Against
You guys need some help on the other side. That's why.
Yeah.
Montez Sweat is a beast.
He's not doing anything. He's making $90-something million and we didn't even get a quarterback hit last week.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Well, it's probably because you don't have that defensive other guy, like the middle guys. And
they thought they did because they got that one Colts pass rusher. So between our two defensive ends, it's $140 million. 140, because you got 90 for Sweat, and then I can't even pronounce the other guy's name from the Colts. He used to play for the Colts, but we signed him as free agency. He's making I think it's like 50 million in his contract, 40 or 50 million. So it's like 130, 140 million tied to both those defensive ends. Not one sack and not one quarterback hit on Geno Smith last week. So
that's crazy.
Yes, pay all that money. We could have got Micah. Give Micah 140 million.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah. All right, next
Smith.
I like him, but isn't he? He's aging though.
Tyson? No, he's young.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's younger.
You guys think you guys will let him go? Is it because you guys don't want to pay him?
It's because he's always injured. Right now he's out with a groin injury. But Nick Herbig, who stepped in for him, he's been playing really, really well.
Yeah. So you can always fill him in.
Yeah, you can always fill him in. Yeah.
All right. The next game we got is the Washington Commanders with Jane Daniels looking like he's going to play at LA Chargers. Flint?
Daniels going to play?
Yeah, I mean, he got medically cleared. And he's practicing. Yeah.
Is he practicing?
Yeah.
Terry's out, though.
Is Terry out? I didn't see any updates.
Heard that, yeah.
Okay. All right. So Terry's still out.
I'm going with the Chargers. I know they lost last week. I think it's a bounce back game. It's at home. Prime time, 4 o'clock, or somewhat prime time. I'm going with the Chargers. Let's see if for my person to watch, Herbert.
Yeah.
He's got to bounce back.
Yeah.
That was like an off game.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will be fine, though.
All right, Aaron?
Just give me the Chargers. I don't think Washington's got it in them. They lost last week, and I get JD probably wasn't in there, Marcus Mariota, but I don't really have that much faith in them. Chargers, we know, are a very stable team. Amari and Hampton is getting a lot better, especially with Najee being out. Quentin Johnston's still a good wide receiver. Maybe he found some stickum on eBay or Amazon. Maybe that's what it was, but he's been playing good. Keenan Allen, at his age, is still playing good. McConkey, he is he's a good wide receiver, but he's not really getting the production that he was last year. But still, that's a really, really good wide receiver trio. And their defense is also just pretty good defense. It's just a good team all around. And I think they're more of a consistent, stable team than the Commanders, who are going to be out with Tim McLaurin.
Yep. So I'm going to go with the Chargers. I know I said it last week's podcast, and then I've been saying it a lot already. You got the Commanders go flying all the way to the West Coast. That cross-country trip does put, because it's a new time zone, the 3-4 hour difference depending on the year. But I'm going to go with the Chargers. I think they're going to bounce back from that Giants win. They might have been looking ahead at that one, thinking they could get an easy win, and then they got punched in the mouth. I'm curious to see how JD5 plays, because he's a knee sprain could linger, but he got medically cleared. So they might have been overly cautious with him by having him sit 2 games, which is the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
I think he might be a little bit rusty, because you're right. The Chargers defense is good. They're just an overall solid team because they're well coached by Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll stick it out with the Chargers. That would mean if that ends up being the case, that means the Commanders would go have a 2-game losing streak when we go to the Monday Night Football game, Bears versus Commanders, and Commanders are going to be. The Bears are coming off a bye. They're going to be desperate for a win. Mm-hmm. Now they're going to be having to come back to the East Coast, but they got a few extra days because it's a Monday night game.
Yeah.
But I think a lot's going in favor for the Bears, especially it's like a revenge game for the Bears fans. So gonna go for Chargers. All right, next up, got the New England Patriots at Buffalo Bills. It's the Sunday night game. But
give me Buffalo.
Yeah.
Give me Buffalo. Drake May. I know he hasn't been great. So, and I think Buffalo is a Super Bowl caliber team. So give me Buffalo, prime time, night game in Buffalo.
Yeah.
James Cook.
Okay. Aaron?
I don't even have to say much. Just give me Buffalo. New England, they're not a crazy good team. I think Buffalo is. I think Buffalo, like you said earlier, is the top 3 team in the NFL. Like number 3, probably Eagles. Number 2, Buffalo. Number 1, Steelers. But
Number 1.
oh yeah. Anyways, yeah, my player to watch is my fantasy player is Josh Allen. He's a running threat. He's a throwing threat. He can really just do it all.
Yeah, I mean this is easily. I think it's gonna be an easy win for Buffalo. I think they're gonna come out. They didn't play that. Who they play last week?
Saints.
The
It was pretty
Saints.
close.
Yeah, it was pretty close. They didn't play that well against the Saints, and it could have just been one of those like, hey, we're playing the Saints and everything. I think they'll get back on track this week. It is a home game. Bills Mafia is going to be crazy on the Sunday night game. New England just is coming off a good game, but they played against the Panthers. My player to watch is going to be, we'll go with Stephon Diggs. So he finally got 100 yards receiving last week. He's going up against his old team, so maybe he'll put up some stats, but I think Buffalo's just way too good. New England doesn't have a chance in this game. All right, so the last game of the week is the Monday Night Football game. It could be a sneaky good game. We got the Kansas City Chiefs at Jacksonville Jaguars. Flight?
I have Kansas City. They won last week. I think they might have bounced back and kind of got back in their head. I still think Travis Kelce is ass. But I think Kansas City will win. Xavier Worthy's are playing right.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing now again. And Pacheco and Hunt. So give me Kansas City. But player to watch is T-Law. He's got to get on page with his wide receivers if they want to start winning.
Yeah. They are 3-1 though.
Yeah, they are 3-1. Because they've been able to pull it out.
Wow. All right, Aaron, who do you got for your player to watch?
I'm on the fence here because I think Jacksonville, they've been playing some really close, gritty games this year. It's been neck and neck pretty much every single game for them, but I'm just going to have to take the Chiefs. They played really well against the Ravens last year, who don't really have a good defense, and Lamar was out. I don't know when he got hurt. I think it was sometime in the second quarter, maybe third.
Yeah.
But I think they got their groove back against the Ravens. My player to watch.
I'm sorry.
My player to watch is Xavier Worthy. He had a good game last week, and now that he's a little bit more healthier, I think he can have a great game against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah. I think people kind of jumped the gun saying Kansas City could be done, that their dynasty's done. Travis Kelce is ass, which you're correct. He hasn't been playing well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with them getting Xavier Worthy back last week, you showed that they just need their firepower back on offense. Now, I don't say Xavier Worthy is like a great wide receiver, but he stretches the field.
He's a weapon.
Yeah, he's a weapon. He's a weapon. And then here in a couple of weeks, they're gonna get Rice back, and he's their true number one is Rice. So I think once they get him back, they could start rolling and hitting that stride. They played the Chargers, they lost. They played the Ravens and came back and beat them. They almost lost to the Giants, right? That one Sunday night game was that?
It was 22-9.
Oh, okay. But it wasn't a dominant.
Yeah, and then
yeah. So Jacksonville, I think, is good too. They are 3-1. I just think Kansas City's defense and Patrick Mahomes will be able to get them over that Jacksonville hump. I do want to. Well, my player to watch is going to be Mahomes. I think he's going to be carrying this team. for the whole season. Like they're going to have to depend on the passing game for them to win. It's going to be their defense and their passing game because they have no rushing game at all. Pacheco and Hunt, like if you have them for fantasy, I'm sorry if either one of them are your fantasy players. But who knows? Maybe when Rice comes back, it'll open up run lanes for them. But like, I don't have Pacheco. I don't have a Hunt either. But I
have
played
Pacheco.
against people. Yeah, I played against teams that had Pacheco, and I'm like, I don't have to worry about that. He might get like 8 to 12 fantasy points, which is like nothing for him, like in order to compete. Yeah. I do like the fact that Liam Cohen tried to fight Robert Saleh. I do like that because he would have got destroyed. But you know what? You got to give him props for having balls to like keep my name out your mouth. Like,
what did he say,
Smith?
What did he think?
I think earlier in the week when they were doing pressers leading up to that game, I think Saleh said that they had that Jacksonville had a sophisticated sign stealing like technology or a program or whatever, and he used Liam Cohen's name or something. And I guess all teams do it, so it's really you shouldn't have called Cohen out, but he did, and so I guess that's what pissed him off. But like, I mean, I think we all.
Yeah.
He just looks mean. Where did he go? Where did I go?
She goes.
All right, so here we're back. Like that time, my internet cut out. It's like internet.
Yeah, that's weird.
Which is weird because I'm on wired, but who knows?
That is weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. But I mean, Robert Saleh, like let's get them in the octagon. Let's have them fight it out. That would be pretty awesome. All right, well that's the last game of the week. You guys got any other things that you want to talk about? Oh, Flint's like yes.
So
what you got
next week? I'm sending this to DadBod. So next week, he has to open it live
on our podcast. Okay,
yep.
All right, we can do that.
So this is coming to you. You got to open it live on the podcast.
Awesome. Okay.
You're going to love it.
Hopefully it's not a bag of dicks. Oh, we might find out. Everybody's got to stay tuned next week. He's got like the Penix picture on it. All right. Well, everyone, all three of you from last week, thank you for listening. So I appreciate the support. Chloe, hit him up again. Hit Aaron up.
Chloe.
Yep, Chloe, give a message.
Also, I want to say one thing. How you were talking about how our run game was bad, because I said Javonte Williams had an amazing game. Okay, amazing was a stretch, but he still had a good game. But you want to talk about how our run game is terrible when you're running back. I could do better. Helen Keller could do better out there.
Helen Keller, okay.
Helen Keller. I bet you that if Helen Keller was in the NFL, she would have more yards per carry than DeAndre Swift.
I mean, she would find the holes because he can't.
Exactly.
Like I said it last week. He runs straight for the ass. Yeah. Like you got to get him on the outside.
She would use like echolocation and do better than DeAndre Swift.
That's actually a thing for deaf people is echolocation. Yes. Like we'll give her the ball. She's like.
Oh my God.
But she'll run right through that hole. Maybe that's what they're going to implement with DeAndre Swift during the bye week. He's going to be in the game. We're going to go to the Monday night game, and we're going to hear.
Sounded like a bunch of chipmunks.
Right.
He's gonna take off. He's gonna take a vacation with the Dolphins so he can learn echolocation from them.
Well, last year when we went to the game, he had a big run against the Commanders.
Yeah, he did.
He got the toss. The toss sweep because you said you hate the toss because you just think someone's gonna get killed.
Yeah.
And then he hit that hole on the outside.
He hit a hole.
That's what he's good at.
He hit a hole.
He hit a hole because it's all the way away from all the ass. That's why you have to move him away from all that ass on the line.
It's like the opposite with the Steelers. Like Steelers,
Opposite of the Steelers.
Steelers. If you run a toss play, it's negative yards every single time. Like,
Which is crazy because Jalen Warren is fast as shit.
He is.
Yeah.
Don't you have Caleb Johnson? Isn't he good?
He hasn't been doing well.
Yeah.
No.
He had what?
So
that
that
one game he had
sucks.
for right now. For right now. Yeah. But like because in one game he had 2 fumbles, I think.
I don't think he had 2 fumbles.
But he had a fumble.
It was that kick return thing.
Oh, the kick return thing. Because after that,
That's right.
he didn't get a carry the next week.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. The only reason why he's getting carries last week was because Warren was out.
Warren's out, yeah.
All right. So we're going to end this podcast. Everyone, thanks again. If you could always subscribe, leave comments. Let's keep that algorithm going.
Check back next week.
Yeah, check back next week. I'm excited to see it. Again, no Bears, no Packers, no Falcons, and no... Who's the other team? No Steelers. No 3-1 Steelers this week. So everybody have a good week. Enjoy the games. This will be pushed out on Apple Podcasts tonight and then the YouTube either tomorrow or Saturday morning. Just depends when I can add some more stuff and cut it up. All right. Peace out, everybody. Thanks. Please subscribe to the DadBod Sports Card Podcast because this hobby is more than cardboard. It's about community, and we're just getting started.